We're going to be speaking to Austin Clays. We're going to be talking all about the wind turbine manufacturers at Sheerness consultations. Welcome along to the show, Austin.
Well, thanks, Daniel. Thanks for inviting me here this evening. It's nice to come along and chat with you.
Austin, why are you consultating with the community?
Well, I'm here on behalf of Vestas Wind Systems and Peel Ports Medway, who are developing proposals for a new wind turbine factory on the island. Our consultation process to find out what people think about the proposals started at Sheerness Market last Saturday, and it will continue over the next few weeks at a variety of different locations across Sheppey and onto the mainland. We will be consulting with key stakeholders and members of the community about the proposals for a new wind turbine manufacturing facility within the port of Sheerness. This consultation is part of the process to develop a planning application for the construction of work needed to accommodate the wind turbine manufacturing facility. And we really want to know what people think about the proposals, whether they support the idea or whether they've got any concerns. So we do hope they'll come along and chat to us and tell us what they think and have a look at the exhibition.
So, Austin, what is your role?
Well, our role is very much to listen very closely to the views and opinions of local people, to make sure their comments are recorded and considered and form part of the planning process that will go to Swale Borough Council in due course. We're working as part of a team on behalf of Peel Ports and Vestas Wind Systems to seek local opinion and answer questions about the potential for wind turbine production on the island. We hope many people will come along to the road shows, as I said a moment or two ago, and look at the displays and record their comments. And we've already had a cross-section of the community come along to the events that we've already had.
Austin, will you take note of comments made at the consultation events?
Oh yes, Daniel, most certainly. This is an important project for Sheerness and for the Isle of Sheppey and for Kent. We're consulting with local people, with the businesses, with councillors and special interest groups so that we can really find out what people think. Our commitment really is to listen and try and address any concerns before the planning application is finalised. Therefore, I re-emphasise to listen, which the planning application should be submitted round about Christmas 2011 this year. We will be recording all the comments made during the consultation process, whether they be good, whether they be bad, whether they support or etc. And these will be documented in a feedback report which will be published as part of the planning application a bit later this year.
What is Vestas proposing to manufacture at the Port of Sheerness?
Well, Vestas Wind Systems is the world's leading player in wind power, who in May this year announced its intention to manufacture blades and assemble the new very powerful purpose-built V164 7.0 megawatt wind turbine for the UK and Northern Europe offshore, I repeat, offshore wind markets at the Port of Sheerness. Now, the 7 megawatt machine they're talking about, V164, means that it is 164 metres tall for construction. And Vestas already has a research and development facility on the Isle of Wight that some of the people may have heard about, where blade prototypes are being developed. This operation at Sheerness will therefore complement that facility on the Isle of Wight.
Austin, why is the port of Sheerness considered the right location?
Well, Daniel, we're very fortunate with Sheerness that the deep water port of Sheerness, its key infrastructure and hinterland, and its proximity to the North Sea make it an ideal location for offshore wind turbine manufacturing. Many of the new zones for offshore wind farms are, and they will be, off the east coast of England in the North Sea. There's already some established, as you know, at the moment off the Kent coast, and the future zones are really further up the North Sea area, and Sheerness offers an easy access by sea to these zones.
Why is planning permission required?
Well, significant works at the Port of Sheerness are needed to meet Vestas requirements, some of which will require planning consent from Swale Borough Council. You can't just go ahead and build, you have to go through the proper planning process. And these include strengthening existing quays, creating new quays, removal and relocation of some existing buildings, but also the construction of some new buildings and upgrading incoming services.
So what is offshore wind energy?
Yeah, I must admit I had to think about that one interview some time ago, that offshore wind turbines are being used in a number of countries to harness the energy of the wind out at sea and convert it into electricity. And as we know, that due to lack of obstructions out at sea, there's a clear passage for wind, so offshore winds tend to flow at much higher speeds and more consistently than they do over land. They just don't have the obstructions, and this allows turbines to generate much more electricity. Offshore turbines and projects can also be much larger and therefore yield more energy. The UK already has more offshore wind capacity than any other country in the world and is leading the way. That's something we should be quite proud of in a way. These wind turbines will be manufactured solely for the offshore market, and I repeat, offshore market again, and we expect all the major components to arrive by sea and for the completed wind turbines to leave by sea. This will reduce any idea of road movements, road congestions around the port. It's extremely positive for Sheerness.
How will this development benefit the local community?
Well, Daniel, offshore wind energy is emerging as a new industry in the UK, and these proposals have the potential to put Sheerness at the forefront, creating a significant number of new jobs and opportunities for skills training, as well as commercial opportunities for local businesses. Vestas is the leading player in the world and has chosen to come to Sheerness, which is excellent news for us here on the island. It is anticipated that around 2,000 jobs could be created as a result of Vestas' operation at Sheerness and through the companies supplying products and services to Vestas. These will be all sorts of jobs with a full range of unskilled, skilled and professional jobs. Sheerness has a good skills base, basically due to all the industries that have gone before here, and every effort will be made to recruit local people for these jobs. And so people should not think that jobs are going to go to outsiders. There is an opportunity for everyone to apply for these jobs as they arrive in due course.
How will this affect existing businesses at the port?
Well, the Port of Sheerness is working closely with all its customers, and that includes car importers and the like, to do whatever it can to retain all the existing businesses at the port, as well as the Vestas operation. So it's very much a matter of accommodating everybody. This may require some relocation of businesses, but this is an opportunity to make better use of the land and the buildings at Sheerness. Some of these buildings, as many people will know, are already underused at the moment. Peel Ports is a key player in the regeneration of Sheerness, with the primary role of securing the long-term business health of the port, which will in turn benefit the local economy and enable investment in heritage and the environment.
Austin, when will Vista start operations?
Well, Daniel, as I touched on earlier on, the planning application will be submitted to Swale Borough Council around Christmas time, and then subject to planning consent during 2012, the initial phase of work to strengthen the quays and building the manufacturing facilities is anticipated to start in, say, late 2012, early 2013, and this will take 2 years to complete. This would allow Vestas to commission the site in 2014 and therefore again start operations in 2015. So as you can see, it's quite a rolling programme, and the planning application is quite key, and this is why we're so keen to get people's opinions over the next couple of weeks on what they think and how they feel about the project.
What have people said so far?
Well, many people have expressed their support, particularly for the prospect of 2,000 new jobs, a long-term future for the port. Well, some people are a little bit more doubtful, perhaps, as in some years and several milestones away to actually the thing happening. Programs like this don't happen immediately, so yes, it does take time, and people want to know how fast it can happen. But I think really, Daniel, with community support as well as support from the government, which we've heard on the news recently, this project is a very real prospect, and Vestas has already invested significantly in the project to date. The planning application is just one of several important milestones, and so we hope as many people as possible are able to come along to our roadshow events, look at the displays and record their views. This is a real opportunity for Sheppey and for the wider region. So yes, I hope lots of people come along and support it.
Austin, for anyone who hasn't yet taken part in the consultations, what is next?
Well, Daniel, the roadshow's already got off to a good start, as you know, at the market on Saturday, and then the Heritage Centre in Bluetown this morning, and St Peter's Hall in Halfway this afternoon. But we've still got a lot of venues to go. The Community Roadshow will continue tomorrow at the Gateway in Queenborough in the morning, and then we move to the Healthy Living Centre just off the Broadway in Sheerness in the afternoon. On Wednesday, we're moving across to Laysdown Village Hall in the morning, and then we go to Minster Abbey Hall in the afternoon. So, as you can see, this week we're travelling around a bit. Next week, we're off to the start of the week at Sheerness Railway Station on Monday morning. We'll be there from 9:30 onwards, and hopefully it'll be a nice dry day. Otherwise, we'll get the rain blowing in a little bit like it did on Saturday morning over at the marketplace. Anyway, in the afternoon, we're off to Warden Bay Village Hall and hope to see a lot of people turning up there from the eastern side of the island. We visit Eastchurch Village Hall on Tuesday afternoon next week, and then to the Forum Shopping Centre on the mainland in Sittingbourne on Thursday afternoon next week. That's the 29th of September. For anyone who missed that, details of all these locations are available on our website, and our website is www.wtm-sheerness.co.uk, and the dash is a horizontal dash, not a slash, not the diagonal slash. So I repeat that's www.wtm-sheerness.co.uk. On that website, people can send us their views, if they want to make any comments direct via the website, or we're also hopeful that we can get people coming along to these exhibitions and filling in forms and making their comments direct. We're also planning 3 more exhibitions as a follow-up during November. But perhaps, Daniel, I could come back and talk about those at another time.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually, Austin, if you could do that.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Can I just finish by saying that anyone who hasn't got access to a computer or a website and didn't get all those venue times, that there are leaflets across the island about the road shows, and these can be found in local libraries, in community centres, local schools and parish council offices. And then again, obviously repeating, for those who've got access to a computer, please go to the website at wtm-sheerness.co.uk. That's wtm-sheerness.co.uk, and you can register and make yourself known to us, and we will be glad to receive any of your comments. But thank you very much, Daniel, for this evening. I've enjoyed it.
Austin, thank you for coming along and telling our listeners all about it.
Thank you.